It was the train she never took that changed her life forever. Rain tapped gently against the window panes of Lahore station as crowds bustled under the canopy. In the middle of the rush stood Areeba, a young woman with a suitcase in one hand and a decision in the other. Her heart thudded in sync with the loudspeaker announcements. Train 43 to Islamabad was on platform 2. It was the ride to her future, or her escape. But she didn't move. Just 3 hours ago, she had stood in her mother's kitchen, the scent of cardamom chai filling the air, while her father's voice, firm yet aching, told her, if you walk out now, don't expect this door to be open again. Her dreams of becoming a journalist in the capital clashed with the weight of family expectations. She was the eldest daughter. Her marriage had been arranged. The groom, Horace, was kind, successful, but a stranger. That morning, Areeba had chosen herself for the first time. But now, standing on the edge of the platform, uncertainty gripped her like cold steel. And then came Zion, a stranger in the same storm. He sat 2 benches away, scribbling furiously in a leather-bound journal. His train had been delayed, but not his curiosity. He noticed her, not in the way men usually did, but with quiet concern. She looked lost. Not geographically, but spiritually. After a few minutes, he approached gently. Are you waiting for someone, or running from something? They talked. She didn't know why. Maybe it was his honest eyes or the absence of judgment in his tone. For the next hour, they shared stories of half-lived dreams and unfinished conversations. Zion was a writer, burdened by grief over a sister he couldn't save from depression. He was going to Islamabad to finish a book dedicated to her. Sometimes, he said, we don't need rescuing. We just need someone to see us. Areeba wept. No one had seen her in months. As the train screeched into the platform, she stood still. He stood with her. Then the train left. Without either of them. Days turned into weeks. Areeba returned home. Her father didn't speak to her for days. But slowly, with her mother's quiet mediation, the tension melted. She didn't run away, but she didn't surrender either. She began applying for remote internships, writing local reports, interviewing small businesses, crafting human stories that mattered. Her words became her rebellion. And Zion. He stayed in her life. Their connection grew like slow rain, unrushed but steady. He'd send her pieces of his novel. She'd edit them with passion. Through letters, voice notes, and fleeting calls, they healed each other. From guilt. From fear. From being unseen. But then came the silence. Zion stopped replying. No calls. No updates. Nothing. For 3 long weeks, Areeba battled panic and confusion. Finally, she called his roommate. Only to learn Zion had collapsed due to a brain hemorrhage. He had survived, but his memory had not. He didn't remember her. The greatest love stories aren't always the ones where both people remember. Sometimes, they're about showing up, again. Areeba took the train this time. She sat by his hospital bed in Islamabad, surrounded by his unfinished manuscript. He looked at her blankly. But she smiled. I'm the editor of your story. In the weeks that followed, she read to him daily, his own words, his pain, his journey. Slowly, pieces returned. Not all, but enough. He started to remember the girl who missed her train to stay and talk. He remembered her voice before her name. One evening, Zion whispered, "Did we fall in love?" She nodded through tears. "We still are." Years later, their love wasn't a firework, it was a flame. Soft, steady, unshaken. They published his book together, The Train She Never Took. It became a bestseller not because it was perfect, but because it was real. Their story taught people that missed moments are not always mistakes. Sometimes, they are life's way of offering you a different journey. One where healing is mutual, where strength is quiet, and where love is not a grand gesture, but staying, even when memory fades. Final message for viewers. The train you didn't take, the road you feared to walk, or the decision that seemed like a mistake, sometimes, that's where your true story begins. Let go of the timelines. Honor your own pace. Because even in the silence, hope whispers. And sometimes, love waits on the next platform.